Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And coming up on this edition of the State of the Saints podcast, we discuss Saints Training Camp Day 8. Some are calling it one of the most exciting practices in years. And also, if you ever went into this store, asked for a shrimp on French and 10 on 6, then you know where I'm at.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I gotta say is, who that?
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Thank you for your time. Really do appreciate it, no matter where you are, wherever you may be. On this edition, we're going to be talking a little bit about Saints Training Camp Day number 8. And some, like I said, are calling it one of the most exciting practices in years. And we're going to be talking about that, breaking that down. And I'm also going to snap off tonight. I'm going to just go ahead and let y'all know I'm going to snap off tonight. I got a lot I got to get off my chest, man, because some of y'all Saints fans out here are getting on my freaking nerves. But I want to say to all those out there that have joined in, I appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe button. Help the State of the Saints podcast to grow. I would really appreciate that. All right. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Talk a little bit about Saints Training Camp Day number 8. The New Orleans Saints took their talents inside. I'm pretty sure if you are a member of the media, you were very appreciative that the Saints decided to go inside under, some controlled elements. And from what I hear, guys really got after it, man. Both sides of the football had bright spots, offense and defense. And that's what you want to hear. Hearing one side of the football dominating the other, you don't necessarily want to hear that when you're talking about an overall team. Now, if we're talking about them practicing against another team, then that is a plus. But all the guys were up to the challenge. Credit to Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley trying to bring some energy and also having these guys go out there and try to compete, man. I mean, I heard they was blitzing in that thing. Brandon Staley was sitting in a house at some of these quarterbacks. You had Jay Haner throwing the ball down the field to Dante Pettis. You had, Spencer Rattler out there spinning it, man. Tough day for Tyler Shuck, but all in all of these guys had some bright spots from what, I heard as far as what they were bringing to the table. I like what I'm hearing. Like, I don't know how this Kellen Moore experience is going to pan out. I say this time and time again, every single episode, I say it. Ever since he has become the head coach, every single day, every single time there's something going on pertaining to the Saints in 2025, you become more and more optimistic about the football team. Not saying that they're going to win a division. Not saying they're going to be a double-digit win team. But you can tell that there's something that is going to be different about this football team. And as someone that has followed this team my entire life and has been doing this podcast since 2018, it is a breath of fresh air because Lord knows over the last 3 to 4 years, watching the Saints football has not been pleasant at all. You had to be a diehard, a true lover of this team, or just somebody that just likes torture to watch the New Orleans Saints play football. but it seems like they're going to bring a different type of energy. They're bringing it to practice, and I think these guys are starting to follow suit. I mean, they hear the whispers. They hear what people are saying about the team. Oh, man, y'all ain't going to be no good. Y'all going to only win about 4 or 5 games. Y'all going to be in an Arch Manning, Garrett Nussmeier sweepstakes. Some of y'all probably happy about that, want to see the team fail. I mean, at least I feel that way listening to some of you. But at the end of the day, these guys understand that they have a job to do. And flying under the radar, we have learned over the course of time, it's not necessarily a bad thing when you don't have expectations. All you can do is go out there and exceed what people have set out for you, or the expectations that don't exist. You create your own. So I give credit to Kellen Moore. I give credit to Brandon Staley and his coaching staff. It just seems like they have a plan. And you have guys out there that are making plays, showing flashes, guys like Kool-Aid McKinstry. There was a lot of questions about, can he step up to be that number one? You no longer have Paulson Adebo. You no longer have Marshawn Lattimore. He was traded to the Commanders last season. So Kool-Aid McKinstry is your guy, and he seems to be rising to the occasion. Everybody seems to be impressed with Kool-Aid. And you're wondering who is going to be opposite of Kool-Aid McKinstry, but all of those young guys are out there battling. I feel like that answer will be given to us, through these reps and also through some of these preseason games. Credit to Jake Haener. Jake Haener has had some really good practices, and it's very positive that you're actually hearing these things from a guy that a lot of people has written off. I still feel that is a long shot for him to kind of be in that top rotation, but to know that he is taking it serious, Spencer Rattler is taking it serious, Tyler Shough is taking it serious. This is the best case scenario if you are a Saints fan, because you know that there's a possibility that any one of these guys can be playing due to injuries, due to things that could possibly happen, poor play. You want to make sure that all guys have those reps, right? I heard someone say last episode, why are they switching around first team, second team, third team? I'm actually watching the preseason game, man. What an interception right there. I'm actually watching this Chargers Detroit Lions Hall of Fame game. Yes, football is back, people. And yes, I am watching this game deep into the fourth quarter. Man, that was a good pass by Hendon Hooker. That was just a better play by that cornerback right there. But shouts out to the Chargers, man. And also shouts out to Trey Lance, man. Played pretty good tonight. But back to what I was actually saying about the New Orleans Saints, man. The reality is all of these guys have opportunity, to possibly, play. And switching them around from first team, second team to third team, the way that the Saints have been decimated with injuries, might be a plus. And we also know that the Saints are a tad bit top heavy at some of these premier positions. So the more you have a rapport with some of these second string, third string wide receivers out there, there's a possibility that those guys might end up playing and you still have some chemistry there. So all in all, very impressed with day number 8. The New Orleans Saints do not have practice on Friday. They will be back this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm looking forward to seeing how some of these players are going to bounce back, like Tyler Shough, right? Tyler Shough didn't have his best day. According to Jeff Duncan, said that it was one of the worst 2-minute drills that he's seen covering football. That's not necessarily a good thing. But it happens, man. It happens. But from what I'm hearing, there was a lot of things that Tyler Shough was doing out there that he wasn't necessarily doing over the last couple of days of practice, maybe holding on to the ball too long. He was taking risk, and I don't have an issue with that whatsoever. But also defensively, you had guys like Chase Young, Carl Granderson coming off the edge. You had, the defense, they were making plays, getting stops. Offense was out there making plays, and also, credit to, once again, Jake Haener facilitating, last-minute drive. And from what I hear, the team was really behind it. And these are third-string guys out there throwing this football and trying to make plays on defense. And the whole entire team is just out there fired up. It just tells me right now, no matter how the season looks for the New Orleans Saints, It seems like these guys are going to go to war for one another, and that's the best thing that you can ask for. I'm gonna stop right there and go ahead and acknowledge those that are in the comments right now. I really do appreciate your time. And also, just want to let everybody know there's a new episode of the State of the NFL podcast that is out right now. It is about Terry McLaurin demanding a trade after contract negotiations have failed in Washington. So, what landing spot could Terry McLaurin end up? Or will the Washington Commanders try to trade him at all? Will they try to pay him? So that is going to be available to you. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the comment as always. And shouts out to everybody that has subscribed to the channel and all the positive feedback I've been getting. Because, like I said, I've been putting my heart and soul into doing that podcast and trying to build it up. And thank you for those that hit that subscribe button and checking your boy out. Let's go ahead and go with Rosie. Rosie says, who that? Timothy J. Jones, the host, man. Appreciate you for being here, Ro. Appreciate you, man. I see Scary Terry requested a trade. Yeah, like I said, Ro, that's available. I talked about it in full. It's maybe like a 7-minute video. Anybody that's been watching the State of NFL, like it's not very long videos on that channel, man. I try to keep it short and sweet for you. So yeah, I talked about it and gave my thoughts in regards to that. Let's see. Javante says, do you feel if it's now or never for Tyler, like he has to win the job because of his age? Spencer is only going to get better. Tyler might not get a chance to start. He'll be a journey quarterback. Man, no, I don't. Like, I don't feel that way. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because now I'm about to unleash. And some people were saying, last show that, the energy was down. I mean, last show I just woke up from a nap. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But I have time on this episode, and I want to talk to some of these Saints fans out here that is never satisfied with absolutely nothing, cry about every situation, always want some change, and then when change happens, don't like the change that take place. Everybody seems to be going at Tyler Shough because he had a bad day of practice. Keep in mind, this man has only been a part of the Saints organization since what? April? And they are in their 8th day of training camp. And yet people are sitting up here acting as if the Super Bowl is on the line. The man is a rookie. I don't care how old he is. Well, he's 26 years old. He's a rookie. It doesn't matter. I don't know why, for some apparent reason, people just think that age, just because he's 26 years old, he's going to be Joe Montana or Josh Allen out there. He's a rookie. He still has to understand the speed of the game. He still has to understand the transition from collegiate to pro. I don't get it. I don't know if some of you just never wanted to do it in the first place. You feel like this was a great opportunity for you to bash the guy, but you don't have a large enough sample size of Tyler Shough as a professional football player for you to draw these conclusions. It is low-hanging fruit, and it's lazy, and some of y'all are petty as hell. Look, I want people to understand this. I want to make this very clear for some of you Saints fans out there. Shedeur Sanders is not coming through that door. Get over it. Get over the fact that the New Orleans Saints did not draft Shedeur Sanders. Cry me a freaking river. And oh man, you ain't want Shedeur Sanders. Man, miss me with that stuff. I'm a proud alumni of the Jackson State University. I loved watching Shedeur Sanders in a Jackson State uniform. I've watched every single snap that this guy has taken from the time he was at Jackson State to the snaps that he took at Colorado. This has absolutely nothing to do with my thoughts or views or feelings on Shedeur Sanders. It has everything to do with the fact that some of you just can't get over the fact that the New Orleans Saints decided to go with Tyler Shough instead of Shedeur Sanders. That's once again individuals that create these narratives and they run with it and they get themselves all excited. It's like Della Reese on Harlem Nights. Got my mouth all wet and excited for some orange juice. Some of y'all just was all excited for some Shedeur Sanders, and you didn't get it. You got a little swallow of orange juice, and you're disappointed. Well, get over it. And you can't say, and let me also say this. Some of you are some of the most hypocritical individuals I ever seen in my entire life. And let me explain what I'm talking about. On one hand, you'll say, man, Kellen Moore, he's making all the right decisions. He's doing the right things. He's ingratiating himself into the Saints culture. He's getting those players all fired up. On one hand, we will applaud him and give him credit for bringing in a different type of culture or trying to build something up. But you don't want to give the dude the benefit of the doubt for going with Tyler Shough, the quarterback that he wants? Like, miss me with that stuff right there, man. Miss me with the nonsense, man. You can't have it both ways. And I'm not. I am not sitting up here judging a guy after 8 days of training camp. If you are judging Tyler Shough after 8 days of training camp, and most of you, let's just be real about this. Well, there was the knock on him coming out of college. Some of you didn't even know who Tyler Shough was. Most of y'all just go to type on YouTube, Tyler Shough highlights. Then y'all see, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might watch some games or something like that, some 8-minute highlights, and now all of a sudden you know the whole entire story. You know nothing. You know absolutely nothing. And stop wasting your time trying to take shots or cussing at me underneath my tweets, because I see them, but I don't see you, and I don't care, because most of you can't really talk football anyway. You mostly get your opinions and your views from Monday Morning Quarterback, or maybe you feel like, oh, you know, I read something on this article. Don't really take the opportunity to put no research in, but yet y'all want to sit up here and go at somebody that eats, sleeps, and breathes this thing and have given you 1,800 episodes of doing this alone. You can miss me with that. I am not sitting up here and being a part of this bash parade that y'all got going on about Tyler Shough. Dude is a rookie. He is not a Josh Allen. If he was Josh Allen, then we would have heard his name in the first round. He is a work in progress. Just like every rookie that mostly comes into the league that plays the quarterback position. But we looking at Jayden Daniels. Oh, yeah, man, we need that. We need Bo Nix. Those things don't often happen. You are a prisoner of the moment right now. Recency bias is dominating when it comes to young quarterbacks. Not realizing that what you're seeing is special. I go back to what I say all the time. If what you're seeing is something that is a natural occurrence, ask yourself this: how special is it? How special if Jayden Daniels, if every quarterback that comes out year after year looks like him? It's not very special. What you're seeing right now is a guy that needs reps, and eventually he will get it. I'm not saying that he's going to be Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's going to be Joe Burrow, but I see solid quarterback right now. And also, last thing before we get back to the chat. Man, well, Spencer Rattler, man, he out here beating out Tyler Shough. Once again, don't know nothing about no football. Here's a guy in Spencer Rattler who has played in 7 games in the regular season last year. Had an off-season activity, rookie mini camp, training camp, had those reps in preseason, all those different things. Why in God's name wouldn't Tyler Shough be ahead of the curve? He had more regular season reps than Jake Haener. He had more regular season reps than Tyler Shough. So, of course, he should be leading the charge, because I would be really concerned if Spencer Rattler showed up to training camp and looked exactly like he did last season. That, my friends, would tell me that the New Orleans Saints are in trouble. The fact that he is pulling away from guys that don't have those many reps and have the understanding of the speed of the game after 7 starts like he did. Like, are you freaking kidding me, man? Y'all judging a guy who has gotten starts, that has in some ways kind of figured it out, and a little bit ahead of the curve than guys that have not got the experience that he has. Like I said, some of you just want to take it and get it any way that you want to. Well, we don't like Tyler Shough. We ain't never want him in the first place. So the first line of trouble, here y'all come lining up. But all I want to know is, are y'all going to have that same energy if this dude turn the corner? Probably not. Y'all going to go hiding. That's why most of you cowards that call yourselves Saints fans are hiding behind eggs and fake profile pictures. Put a face on it. Put a face on it. Put a face on it. And then we'll take you serious. But right now, y'all just crying like some punks. Yes, I just said that. Some of y'all just need to get a grip and realize that Rome wasn't built in a day. This is a process. You ain't about to become the Eagles overnight. You're not about to become the Ravens overnight. Judging 14-second Twitter videos. One throw, a throw overthrown somebody. Oh, man, I knew he wasn't nothing. Like, man, sit your down somewhere with that nonsense, man. Y'all whack for that, man. Like, if you ain't gonna like the guy, just come out there and say it. But some of y'all showing y'all hands, man. Y'all showing y'all hands. And look, I'm all for people having gripes about a football team when things didn't seem like they were changing at all. When it seemed like Dennis Allen was going to come back again. When Mickey Loomis was slow on the trigger when it comes to blowing this thing up. I can get why you're upset. But damn, you wanted a new young quarterback. You got 3 of them. You wanted a young coach that's kind of relatable to the modern day coaches like the Kevin O'Connells and the Sean McVays. You got it. You wanted a different scheme on defense a little bit. Wanted to get a little bit more modernized. You got it. Now y'all don't want to sit up here and be patient enough to allow the thing to come into fruition? Y'all some crybabies, man. Y'all some crybabies. Straight up 100% crybabies. Like this is a brand new season. And we still talking about what happened last year. This is a brand new season. Guys get better every single year. They get in better schemes that fit them, and they become better players. We see this all the time, but for some apparent reason, it can't happen for our New Orleans Saints. Or it could happen for our New Orleans Saints, but we're not patient enough to allow it to happen. I'm all for call it a spade. But right now, we don't know what this team going to look like. And some of y'all already in mid-season form crying, being and moaning about something you ain't even seen yet. So miss me with that, man. Tyler Shough had 2 interceptions today. Congratulations. He showed you that he's young and he's a rookie. Let's see if the young man can bounce back. But y'all already ready to throw salt on the guy. Come on, man. Support the dude. Support the team. For right now, like you got what you wanted. You got a guy who is slowly changing the culture, trying to make it his own. And yes, once again, we don't know what this team is going to look like. And yeah, they'll probably go through some growing pains. But come on, man. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, some of y'all, man. People forget that Tyler Shough basically had 1 year of full college football. He still needs some time. And even about that. And I don't care even if that wasn't the case. The reality is he's a rookie. Like, what are you talking about? Like not you. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying you, Braxton. I'm just saying, what are people talking about? Well, he's 26. So I mean, look, he's 25 years old. He'll be 26 at the start of the season. For the simple fact that he's 26 years old, all of a sudden he's just supposed to come out of college like Mahomes. Like, give me a freaking break, man. Look, being 26 in the league don't mean that you're going to be mature or, you know what I'm saying, figure everything out. You still have to go through the motions. You still got to figure things out. Some of y'all 26 years old and still ain't figured ish out yet in your own life. Yes, I just said that. So how can this man just come out here and just be everything that you want him to be from the jump, man? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Some of y'all, man, I'm 26, man. I'm young, man. I'm still trying to figure it out. Tyler Shough got to be hoisting Lombardi, like, ready to give you 5 Super Bowls. Like, man, y'all boys, man. Oh, my goodness. These people create a whole another account to say what they have to say anonymously. Yeah, that's why I say you get no. First off, if you cursing at me, I'm definitely ain't gonna respond to you. I'm blocking you on site because I feel like this as a sports fan, you should be able to expound on your stance on things and don't have to be using cuss words or profanity towards it. Like if you're doing that, you're wasting your time. Next thing you're gonna see is a block from me. Yeah, you can use it and you can retweet it and you can snapshot it. Oh, he ain't ready for the smoke. Nah, bruh. I'm just not ready for the joke that you trying to be against me. But that just did. But if we want to go back and forth and talk, I ain't about that profanity stuff. And if you want to be real about it, put a face on it. Put a face on it. If you want to be serious about it, put a face on it. That's all I got to say. If you want people to take you serious, put a face on it. All these fake profiles to try to bash the dude. Like, put a face on it. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you big and bold, I don't know what I'm talking about, put a face on it. Put a face on it. Don't put no helmet. Don't put no picture, no Shih Tzu puppy on the front of your profile. Like, none of that stuff right there. Some weird anime. Put a face on it. Put a government on it. That's all I got to say. Then I can take you serious. But some of y'all hiding. I appreciate what he did. He's showing us he's a rookie. And what did Kellen Moore say? What did Kellen Moore say, Mad Drummer? What did he say? He said, I want to see these guys do what? What did he say? He said, I want to see these guys go out here, throw some interceptions, make some mistakes, so we can go back and we can break it down. So those 2 interceptions that he threw at practice, on Thursday, they're going to go and break it down. And probably I'd rather him throw these interceptions indoors on an 8-day of training camp than week 8 when you really need to win a football game and him doing it. But we ain't talking like that, though. I mean, man, got to go out here, throw 60-yard bombs and have 11 touchdowns, no picks. And, man, stop playing Madden, man. And some of y'all playing Madden on rookie. You should be upset at yourself for not knowing. I don't know, not knowing what. I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to somebody else. Not knowing what. You don't know, like, I don't know. I gotta let you expound on what you're saying. I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else. The 5th round beating out a 2nd round. Who cares? He's supposed to. Why y'all acting like Spencer Rattler is just garbage? Why y'all acting like this man wasn't the #1 recruit coming out of high school, had a phenomenal freshman season, lost his job to Caleb Williams, who is the #1 overall pick right now, and acting as if this dude don't have no saving grace. We all say it, and I'll say it again for those that didn't check out the video I put on X. Y'all acting like the issue that most Saints fans didn't have with Spencer Rattler was, man, the dude looked phenomenal in the first half, but when it came to the second half, when defenses made adjustments, he couldn't adjust. Y'all act like this dude chopped liver. The fact that he's actually leading the charge, this tells you that he has improved as a quarterback. He's ahead of the curve. He has 7 starts. Well, he has 6 starts. He played in 7 games. Why wouldn't he beat him? Why wouldn't he beat him out? Why wouldn't he? Y'all acting like Tyler Shuck was a 1st-round draft pick. Y'all acting like this dude was top 10, like he Cam Ward or something. If we're talking about Cam Ward in this situation that happened, I can understand that. But go and look at the numbers. Shouts out to Matt Moscona. He had a show. I want y'all to take a look at it. I wish I had it so I can clip it so y'all can go and watch it. He went back as far as 2010 and named all the 2nd-round quarterbacks. Only maybe about 3 or 4 of those guys end up having a salvageable career. And one of the guys he named just won a Super Bowl this past season. And that's in what, 2024? Why y'all acting like Spencer Rattler is not a credible quarterback? Y'all acting like, man, this man Steve DeBerg or something. Like, I don't know. $2 Sopo back in the day. I don't know what y'all thinking. This man looked pretty doggone good in some games, especially in the first half. The biggest issue was people were talking about this man in the second half. Now, man, this dude is not a scrub as much as y'all want to make him one. Spencer, look, I didn't watch my fair share of Spencer. I stay in South Carolina. I didn't watch my fair share of some Spencer Rattler football, man. I can tell you right now, scrub, he is not. Scrub, he is not. Y'all ridiculous, man. I don't really go at folk like this, but man, y'all ridiculous right now. Like straight up 100% ridiculous. Like the way that some of y'all like I understand and try to identify football is like, it's like Dave Chappelle comedy hour. Like it's a joke. Like y'all upset and all up in arms about something y'all haven't even seen come together yet. 14-second clips on Twitter. And y'all sitting up here think y'all got the whole story. Man, y'all ain't even opened a damn book yet. Like, let's have this conversation week 9, week 10 or something. And even with that, if they say Spencer Rattler is the starter, why would you have a problem with that? Why? Why would you have an issue with that? I don't. You shouldn't. This shows you that man carrying the ball out. Jokes. TJ, I don't get it. We go through this every year and we get it. Fans want instant success, but sports is all about developing. The Super Bowl ain't being played today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, I can understand the skepticism, but just completely like just throwing just like Tyler Shough throws 2 interceptions. I'm done. What? like what? Like what is going on, man? What is going on? Then they feelings, TJ. Yeah, that's all it is. Like, man, I would respect some of y'all a lot more. I mean, I won't say I don't respect it. I will respect your stance. I have respect for passionate fans. Don't get me wrong. I would have respect more for your stance if I didn't feel like I know where it came from. Most of the comments that are about Tyler Shough, I know there was this video that this guy put out, I guess a tweet that he put out, and he was criticizing Tyler Shough and talking about he don't look good and all that kind of stuff. And I think a very popular NFL inside type guy ended up like retweeting it, and he got exactly what he wanted at the end of the day. He just wanted some shine. You could tell, like, when he responded to, oh yeah, he saw me, whatever. Like, but at the end of the day, I would respect the stance even more if I just felt like I didn't know where it came from. Most people are just upset that the Saints didn't draft the guy that they wanted. Plain and simple. It has nothing to do with this man's talent. Like it was low-hanging fruit. Like individuals that were just ready to bash this dude for any line of any level of difficulty he may have. It could have been like Tyler Shough was running to the field and tripped over his shoelaces. Oh, see, he clumsy. He clumsy. That's the reason why he be throwing him interceptions. Like, bro, y'all get it any way you want. You still mad, man. You still mad. Not to mention he is doing this in camp. Some of Rattler's throws and stepping up in the pocket really impressed me. Everybody's talking about how much the man looks different. Why wouldn't you want him to look different? I'm happy that he looks different. I'm happy that he involving. This guy more than likely is about to be your starting quarterback. So the freak what if Tyler Shough ends up not starting the first year? So the freak what? Oh man, I mean, he's like one of many quarterbacks that has been in this situation where they get drafted by a team, rather it's a first round, second round, and don't start. But he's 26. The clock is ticking. Okay. All right, man. I got y'all. I don't like. I don't know what y'all. I don't know what y'all thought about. Like this to me, it just tells me that people had no faith at all in Spencer Rattler. That is what this tells me. That people have absolutely zero faith in this dude. The fact they saying, man, he out here getting beat out by Spencer Rattler, like this man like Scrub City or something. Like, oh, and also before I get to this too. Okay, all right. Now you got a nice sample size of Saints fans that their gripe is the Saints didn't draft Shedeur Sanders, who was a 5th round pick, which they will argue with you and say that Shedeur Sanders did not deserve the 5th round tag that was placed upon him. But they would downgrade Spencer Rattler for being a 5th round pick. Oh, he's just a 5th round pick. Okay. All right. These so-called fans hoping we tank for Manning. I'm so over it with these fans. They just don't know football. Nostalgia. That's it. Like I said, I don't even know if Arch Manning coming out of college next year. Like, you don't even know. Like, the man don't need to come out. He rich. He rich. He can stay there and be in Steve Sarkisian's system for another year and polish it, like enjoy the college life. Have you ever been to Austin, Texas? It's one of the best places in not just in the state of Texas, but the entire country. What a fun town. And say the least, go to college there. Not comparing Shuck to Peyton Manning, but Manning probably had just as many interceptions and touchdowns as rookie season. Shuck has to learn. Also, Rattler ain't going to just roll over. And that's why I appreciate this competition, including Jake Haener. People thought that this guy was just going to roll over. Oh, it's over with, man. We done, man. Man, Jake Haener, like, bro, regardless of what y'all may feel about Jake Haener, and some people are saying it's a waste of reps, but that man don't feel that way. You know, and the Saints don't feel that way either. You know, these things are going to play themselves out no matter who taking first team reps. That's just the reality. Every team has their fair share of quarterbacks who have not played well at all. With Rattler, his story is still being written. Too early to tell. And Tyler Shuck's story is too early to tell as well. I mean, it's not even written. Like, this man, like pen ain't even been put to pad yet about this dude. Worst case scenario is both Shuck and Rattler aren't good, and we have a chance next year at a franchise quarterback, or best case, both are really good. Exactly, Rook. Like, but look, don't we owe it to ourselves to chill the hell out and find out? Like, this, like what Rook is saying right now, I want people to understand this, right? We owe it to ourselves to figure this thing out. Like, I get it. This rush to judgment culture that we're in right now. Everybody want to be first. Everybody want to be ahead of the curve. Everybody wants to say, I did it first, right? They want to get their Ray J on, right? I was there first. But at the end of the day, man, sometimes you got to allow things to play out. Like you don't know if Tyler Shuck is going to improve as a quarterback. You don't know if Spencer Rattler has improved to a point where we're not even having a conversation about a quarterback. We see this all the time. A new coach comes in, new philosophy, and guys look completely different. New scheme, cater mostly to their skill set, and guys start to thrive. We see this. We see this, and I get it. Like, people are tired of watching this football team not make the postseason, look bad, feel embarrassed. I get it. But this is a rebuild. It's a rebuild. God bless me to have this home. I can remember, like, when they was building this house that I'm in right now. And I used to pass, like, my son Paxton went to daycare, not too far. I used to just come down here every week, just see the progress. And I just started, like, getting super anxious, right? Like, come on, man, finish this crib, man. You know, but like when they finally finished it, I had appreciation for it, right? Because I was able to, do everything, what I'm saying, feel, what it's like to actually move into the home, experience like being a homeowner. But it sometimes you become impatient, right? Because you want things to happen right then and there, especially when you come from like different type of situations. You want it to happen, but Rome was not built in a day. This a rebuild. You wanted this. I want to say this. You as a Saints fan, you wanted this. I wanted this. We wanted a rebuild. We wanted a rebuild. And so, man, you can't ask for a rebuild and get upset that the building is being built. Man, won't they hurry up, man? Taking a quarterback in the first round does not guarantee likelihood of immediate success. Lance, Pickett, Hurts, Darnell, Mayfield, Winston, Murray, Young, Williams, just to name a few. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for that. I mean, and also just as many in the second round. The expectations, the narratives, right? The imagery, the semiotics is what got us up in arms. What has the narrative been? This is the highest the Saints have drafted a quarterback since 1971 with Archie Manning. So Saints fans are like, well, he's going to be the guy. But at the same time, we don't know. And he might be the guy. But, you got to figure it out. My best friend like Rattler, I don't guy been getting beat out spots since college. Well, I mean, who did he get beat out by? Who did he get beat out by? Who did he get beat out by? He got beat out by the number 1 overall pick in last year's draft in Caleb Williams. You can't put stock into, man, guys getting beat out. Okay, let's play that game. I got time on this episode. Let's play that game. Oh, he got beat out. Did Jalen Hurts get beat out by Tua Tagovailoa? Did he not? Now, out of those two quarterbacks, which one would you say end up having the most success? Keep in mind, Jalen Hurts left Alabama, went to Oklahoma because he got beat out by Tua Tagovailoa. Now, Tua Tagovailoa, respectable career, but Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 seasons, is a Super Bowl MVP and a Super Bowl champion right now as we speak. I say that to say this. Getting beat out in college means absolutely nothing. It's about what you do in the pros. And the guy that he got beat out was the number 1 overall pick right now as we speak. Last year's draft for the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. Look, Caleb Williams is supposed to be a generational talent. Have all the arm talent that you can ask for. There's no shame getting beat out by a guy that talented. But I digress, man. It ain't like we have to understand when people say certain things, man, we gotta also allow our minds to start working. Like, people may make compelling points, and that does sound like a very good point if you haven't seen situations where a quarterback get beat out and then all of a sudden he goes somewhere else. Oh, here's another one. Y'all gonna like this one. There's another quarterback that ended up getting beat out by another quarterback in San Diego. Even though he got hurt, they were looking at that other guy to be the future of their franchise and not a 6 foot tall, 209-pound quarterback. Man, I wonder who that quarterback is. Man, who is that guy? Oh, yeah, it's Drew Brees. Drew Brees, a 2nd round pick who got beat out by Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was supposed to be the guy coming out of NC State. Both of these guys are eligible for the Hall of Fame right now. Who's going to be the first ballot? Take it to the bank, Mr. Drew Brees. So once again, getting beat out by a guy doesn't mean absolutely nothing. If you go to a spot where you can actually thrive, like Jalen Hurts, potentially Spencer Rattler, and the legendary Drew Brees. Oh, I got time tonight, folks. I got time tonight. Can't wait for the Saints versus Bears. Rattler will show everyone who's better. The tough thing with Hurts and Tua is that both teams got drafted by two teams who were in opposite direction. Hurt landed in a perfect situation, put Tua there with the Eagles. Maybe he'll be super good. Yeah, I mean, probably because he had a really good offensive line. Probably because, you know, like you wouldn't have to worry about getting his head knocked off all the time. Yeah, probably. But I'm not going to do that to discredit Jalen Hurts. Like, Jalen Hurts is a beast. And let's not pretend. What my boy at? What my guy Trey at? He got the Alabama logo right there. So I'll assume he's an Alabama fan. Now, who remembers that SEC championship game when Tua Tagovailoa was playing like slow? And they ended up bringing in Jalen Hurts, who facilitated two touchdowns in probably less than 5 minutes in a game to help them win the SEC championship game. I ain't gonna talk about that, though. You know, talk about that. All I'm saying is Jalen Hurts deserves to be where he is. And I just also feel like people need to stop trying to make it seem like this guy is not that good. Like, if Jalen Hurts was the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints post Drew Brees, I guarantee you Sean Payton would still be the coach here. I guarantee you he'll still be the coach here. And I guarantee you the Saints will not be in this situation that they're in right now. That dude is talented. That dude is good. He's a beast. And people need to start respecting this guy and stop just looking at the pieces that are around him. Who's not going to thrive with good pieces around him? Who doesn't want to be in a situation that makes their situation as a quarterback, as a running back, wide receiver better? Who doesn't want to be a wide receiver and have an all-world quarterback? Like, why are we in the business of like discrediting guys because they're in the right situation? Right now, we're looking for the Saints to find guys on the team, and we're hoping that they can put them in the right situation. I'm talking Kellen Moore and his new coaching staff. Like, we started taking shots at guys, man. Well, he got. Like, so what? So what? That don't. Oh my goodness, man! Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing, man? What are we doing? Thoughts on Hunter Decker being cut? Not surprised. Think it was inevitable, and I hope that the guy end up, coming back. But I can understand the Saints. They got a punting competition right now because I assume Matthew Hayball is not cutting the mustard. So you got to make sure that you're ready for the season on special teams. And sometimes, you got to make some tough decisions. And Hunter Decker's was one of them. And then if you count the fact that you have three quarterbacks jockeying for position, I mean, he's not really getting the reps. Man, he's just the odd man out. But I think that, somebody might end up picking him up, or the Saints might end up bringing him back somehow. But right now, there's a punter competition going on. And it's a little bit more important than a fourth-string quarterback that's barely getting reps. Is Hurt would stop getting new OCs. Well, here's the thing, Dalton. The last couple OCs that he had, didn't they end up getting head coaching jobs? Like Shane Steichen was his, he was Shane Steichen worked with him, head coach of the Colts. Kellen Moore worked with him, head coach of the Saints. So you can make, I don't want to say make an argument, but he's instrumental in these guys finding work. Like, I don't care what type of offensive line you got. If you don't have a quarterback that can get the ball to the playmakers, these dudes ain't getting jobs. They ain't getting jobs. So, yeah, I mean, look, that what happens when you're a good football team. Teams want some of that. Rattler played the second half comeback against the Commanders and almost won the game, but all they could talk about was his 0-6 record. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, look, he gave it a second half on fire, just like he be coming into the first half of games kind of on fire most of the time. So I guess they ain't see him. So he's like, okay, let me go ahead and get this fire started. Look, Spencer Rattler just has to like finish these games, man. He has to like be able to adjust as the defense adjusts. So I mean that's something that he's going to have to work on. If he does that, then I think the Saints have a solid quarterback. I'm not going to say a franchise quarterback, but a solid quarterback. I absolutely love the situation we have with these quarterbacks. Me too. Me too, man. I like it. I like the fact that you don't know what's going to happen from day to day with the Saints. I like it. And I also like the fact that they're trying to rebuild the culture. They're trying to rebuild this thing piece by piece, brick by brick, or whatever. And I don't have any problem with that, because the reality is I asked for it. And when you ask for something, sometimes you got to have the patience to, you got to have the patience. And some of us ask for it, but we ain't got the patience. Man, sometimes, man, it's hard. Like when you can't have instant gratification. TJ, you must have saw that clip about Cam Newton discrediting Hurts because of who he has around him. Yeah, I seen that, man. But at the same time, like, that's not the reason why I like Jalen Hurts. I think the guy is talented. I think that he's a really good quarterback. I think that people kind of discredit him because the Eagles have talent, but he's throwing that football. He's getting AJ Brown getting over 1,000 yards somehow. Devontae Smith getting over 1,000 yards. Somebody throwing him the football. Somebody throwing these guys the football. And as far as when you're talking about Cam Newton, I think that Cam Newton sometimes look, I get why he's doing it. I get why he's doing it. He sees a opening, an opportunity right now. It's kind of teetering for old Shay. And he's trying to slide in that spot. So he making these clips. He's making these reels. He's being as hot takey as he can. I find it funny what he said, that he didn't have the pieces around him like Jalen Hurts had. Like, isn't Steve Smith a Hall of Famer? Wasn't Greg Olsen like one of the best tight ends in football? Like, did he not have Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis? Did that team not go 15-1? Did he not have a burner and Ted Ginn Jr. that was taking the top off the defense? Like, come on, man. Like, you had just as much talent and just as many pieces around you as Jalen Hurts did. No, I know, Justin. I get what you're saying. That was my stance. Like, I feel like he was trying to make, I think he was just trying to make I don't know. He tried to make excuses for why he wasn't successful. And also he's making excuses for why Jalen Hurts wasn't successful. Jalen Hurts ain't never went 15-1, but Cam Newton did. So I don't know. I ain't like Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback as of right now in the National Football League. I don't care what he talking about. I'm with you on the Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow definitely top 3. But to not put Jalen Hurts in there, like this man just out here on some Trent Dilfer, like getting carried to the Super Bowl. Like, nah, man. Let's see. I believe that Coach Moore already knew that Rattler was taking his game to another level. Shuck was struggling. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, Willie. Like I said, he a rookie. He'll figure it out. And I'd rather Spencer Rattler start to break through. How horrible would it be if we haven't seen these bright spots from Rattler all the while, you have Tyler Shuck that's trying to figure it out. Like, you would really have yourself a true disaster. Let's see. Medea Newton is just sour because Hurt won Super Bowl, but not Medea. Look, I mean, I don't want to sit up here and be going at no Cam Newton, man. I think I think the guy's entertaining. I understand what he's doing. Like I said, he sees a lane. I ain't trying to knock him or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect the hustle, I respect the grind, and I respect the attention to detail. But at the same time, it's like I don't agree with the fact that he's saying that this guy isn't a top quarterback. And I also don't agree with the fact that he's saying that he never had the weapons or the pieces around him like Jalen Hurts had. That's just not true. And as we know, watching the Panthers and being fans of the Saints who are in the NFC South, we have seen our fair share of Carolina Panthers games. So we know what this dude talking about ain't necessarily accurate. You had some pieces. I done seen Steve Smith just destroy Saints secondary players, including Punkham when it's all said and done for many years. Let me see. I'm from alive in New Orleans, but I'm a Bucs fan. Well, we say I'm from and lived in New Orleans, but I'm a Bucs fan. But I'm happy the Saints got more as a coach. I want the Saints to do good, and Olave is my favorite player in the league. Well, look, ain't nothing wrong with that. I appreciate you for being here, man. Being a Bucs fan. Look, I invite and appreciate any fan of any NFL team, coming over. But yeah, I mean, look, let's just hope that they have success. I don't know if they're gonna have success or not this season, but let's just see if they're gonna build on something. Let's see if there's some positive things that could possibly be built. But man, I told you, I was fuming today. Because I'm like, man, what more do you want? Like, what more do you want as a fan base? You ask for change and you get change. You ask for, you get mad because a quarterback don't come out all world because he throw 2 interceptions in practice 8 days into training camp. Well, that was the knock on him. That was the report. What report? Was it your report? Was it your scout report? Was it yours or was it like an 8-minute? I mean, I seen it too. I seen Tyler Shough highlights on YouTube myself. I seen it too. I seen it. But that's what we do. Look at highlights, get ourselves all worked up over 14-second clips, and then we want to argue in the chat like we just spent hours upon hours of watching film like we Chris Collinsworth during a week or something. Like Chris Collinsworth lock himself in his office in his house and just be watching film on players. Like y'all on that Chris Collinsworth. Facts, Cam and Steve Smith was a problem. Cam didn't jump on that fumble and he's still mad. Yeah, because I mean that's part of his legacy. That's part of his legacy right there. I'm gonna say this. I take a lot of what Cam Newton be saying with a grain of salt. I think he's at a point right now where he understands where this podcasting world is starting to go, where the hotter the take, the most controversial, the stance, the more eyes are going to get on it. Like right now, he's beefing with Gilly the Kid, right? And Gilly says something, he responds, and what people gonna do? They want to see what Gilly gonna have to say, and then Gilly says something. Then once again, they're going back and forth. That's where we at right now. That's where we at. And like I said, he's very strategic. He's very cerebral, and he sees a lane. Like right now, old Shannon Sharp, God bless the brother, but he teetering a little bit, right? Had $100 million deal according to sources. He was gonna sign before, he had to do this. Allegedly, he had to pay $50 million in a settlement for a sexual assault case. So you're not going to get these endorsement deals. A lot of, like, when Cam first was starting his 4th and 1, he kind of tapered down a little bit when it comes to like some of the loose language. Like, I get it, man. I get it. There's a lane right now. But, I just kind of take some of the things he say as just, hot takes. TJ, do you see a rise in fans being divisive and split on who they root for on their team. Team Shuck versus Team Rattler versus Team Manning, or is it just the internet? I think it's just the internet. Like we got to be careful with this, man. You know, we can't fall into the trap to feel like the internet is the world, because it's not. Right? I mean, it's a few, it's a lot of people, but it's not the majority. It's like everybody on the internet. Like, you guys, Saints fans out here, man, they're not on Twitter, they're not on social media like that, right? But here's the thing, man. Like, social media is designed to create a world for you in which you can actually live in, right? It's like, what's the first thing you do when you sign up on a social media page, right? You put your profile together, and what they do, they ask you what you like, what your interests are. If you put Saints, then all of a sudden, different individuals gonna start coming up, because what it's doing is it's creating a world for you. And sometimes when it creates a world for you, we feel like that's the only thoughts and views that are going on. But we created that world through selection, through follows, through different individuals that saying stuff, but everybody don't feel that way. It just feels that way because you part of that community. But no, I don't feel like, I feel like there's a strong majority of fans that are Saints fans that don't care who the quarterback is, as long as this team look like something and show some fight. I feel that way. Not Joe Balloon that's hiding behind a fake profile that wants you to listen to him, right? Or want you to go back and forth with him. That's not the reality of what's going on. At least not in my opinion. You got a lot of people out here that want to see this team win. Emphasis on team. They don't care who it is. They just want to see these guys go out there and make it happen. Take a few more, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Yeah, Shannon settled with that OnlyFans chick, upwards of 20 million. Got fired and sued again today for 20 million. Man, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I don't even want to get into that, man, because I ain't trying to get into all that. All I know is, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. This man was on his way, and he's still on his way. Nightcap is still one of the most popular sports shows on YouTube, and Club Shay Shay is still as popular as it's always been. So he gonna be all right. And from what I hear, like, he pretty much is very, very frugal with his money. So but I don't care how frugal you are. Hey, bro, giving that type of bread away, that gonna hurt. That gonna hurt you, man. Paxton records his first radio PSA. Good job there. Terry McLaurin, wide receiver from the Commanders, asked for a trade. Would you trade for him? Would I trade for Terry McLaurin? Would I trade for Terry McLaurin? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't trade for him. Not that I don't like him. Like, I think he's talented. I just think that, look, you got to see what you got. You got to see what you got. Like, I want to see the Saints rebuild. Like, I want to see in the next couple of years, if, drafting Jeremiah Smith, drafting Ryan Williams or something like that. I want to see these guys rebuild this football team, not sweating to the oldest like Richard Simmons or something, like just finding old veteran players, old warriors, old war horses out here. Like old T-biscuits, and like, bruh, get yourself some young guys, like, seriously. Like, and then on top of that, man, Terry McLaurin, this much this man been losing. And, like, first off, the fact that we even having this conversation about this man in a contract negotiation is a slap in the face. A slap in the face after the trash, after the garbage that was throwing this man the football throughout the years. And this guy never complained. And finally, you get a quarterback that is respectable, that is capable. And now all of a sudden you get too big for your britches. Oh man, we big time now. Everybody wants to come to Washington. Meanwhile, this man was just the perfect soldier in a commander's platoon. Like, didn't complain about anything. Even when he was talking, he wasn't sitting up there just throwing the team under the bus. If in different circumstances, absolutely, I would love to see Terry McLaurin for the Saints. But the Saints aren't a wide receiver away. And then on top of that, he's asking for top dollar. You got Jamar Chase with 40 mil. You got Justin Jefferson with 35. You got CeeDee Lamb with 34. You got DK Metcalf with 33. You got Garrett Wilson with 32 and a half. And how do I know this? Because I pretty much said this on the state of NFL, but all I'm saying is he's going to want about 30 million. Ask yourself this. How much do you think Chris Olave is going to want? I mean, you could talk about, man, he been having concussions, but if Chris Olave goes out there, plays the entire season, goes over 1,000 yards, and has about 4, 5, 6 touchdowns, guess what? He's going to want $34, $35 million. So, are you going to pay a 30-year-old Terry McLaurin the money that you're going to pay a 25, 26-year-old Chris Olave? I don't think so. So this has nothing to do with Terry McLaurin as a player. Absolutely. But right now, the Saints on a wide receiver away. Not a wide receiver away. TJ, not to change the subject, do you have any notes from tonight's game? Any players who surprised you? Any who disappointed you? Other notes. I mean, who surprised me tonight? Trey Lance. Trey Lance surprised me tonight. I mean, let me go pull up this man's stat line. I give him some credit. Like now, it's preseason, but I seen him for the Cowboys last year in preseason throw 5 interceptions. So I'm gonna say Trey Lance. he surprised me, with his performance. And credit to Jim Harbaugh for making him play the majority of the game. Those type of reps is what he's gonna need, and it also is gonna help him build up his confidence, man. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up these stats from this preseason game. But I think that dude, I think he impressed me tonight. He was 13 of 20, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. He threw for 2 touchdowns, and he also rushed for 8 yards. All right, so and then you had the backup that came in, the quarterback from Florida State, the one that was out there that just looked absolutely awful last season. I mean, was just god awful. But no, man. I mean, look, most of the guys that going to take the meaningful snaps for both teams didn't play, and you got to give credit to the defense of the Chargers. I mean, I think they had like 4 or 5 turnovers in the game, so yeah. Look, man, I'm always gonna root for these dudes, man. Because the thing about it is, I think the fact that I've been going and taking a part in these draft processes, and I see these guys up close, and you see the behind the scenes stuff. Like, you see them talking to their agents. You see these agents, how they talk to them. You see them with their families and how excited their parents are, their sisters, their brothers. They're so excited. And, they don't want to let these individuals down, and they go to all these different workouts. Like, there's a human element to this, and a lot of these guys that played in the game, in the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night, aren't going to play in the NFL. And I think Chris Collinsworth made a very good point. He said they had parents inside of, the stands that took pictures, and those pictures are going to be hanging on their wall for years to come, regardless of what those guys do. So, yeah, I mean, look, they played well. some guys probably, played themselves into maybe being on a practice squad for the Chargers or maybe another team taking a look at them. But yeah, I mean, you're not going to, the plays were simplistic. You're not going to get anything special. But I think all those guys went out there and they played hard, especially the defensive side of football for the Chargers. TJ, go get you a nice beverage and forget about the idiot. Keep doing you. Well, look, man, I want to say this. Last episode, like I said, my energy wasn't where I wanted it to be. But I was fired up. I was ready to do this show. I was ready to do this show tonight because I had a lot that I had to get off my chest. And, like I said, I don't have an issue with Saints fans being upset and wanting change. But when change is right there for you and the change that you seek is here, you got to be able to have the patience to be able to see it through. Plain and simple. And hopefully, like we'll see more entertaining, energetic practices or hear about them, for weeks to come. And then also, Thursday, tonight, if you're watching this on a Thursday night, like football is officially back, folks. Football is officially back. Like from this point on, there's going to be football being played until February. I mean, we made it. We made it. The Saints play next Sunday? I mean, come on, man. Like you can't ask for anything better than this. Seriously. I mean, I love it, man. We're going year 8 of this, season 8. Like this is insane. This is insane, man. And I appreciate the hell out of y'all for sticking by your boy. Some of you just joined. Some of you been here from the beginning. And I'm just excited for this season, man. I'm excited for this season to give you all Saints talk. And like I said, as we start to develop and figure things out, I guess we'll have a better understanding. And maybe some of the energy might be a little bit different. But right now, I gotta cause the pause because I don't know what the hell why would I be complaining? What am I complaining about? I'm yelling into the wind right now. To be underst with you, if I'm complaining about a 14-second clip on Twitter or a tweet by Nick Underhill or Ross Jackson or Matthew Paris or Luke Johnson, like my guy Rod Walker, like what are we doing? Getting ourselves all hyped up and bucked up, like for what? God dang, it's preseason. Like, hey, man, you want to wait to at least go to Walgreens or get your doctor to prescribe you some blood pressure medication. At least wait till week 5 or something. Y'all ready for it already? Y'all, they got Walgreens already calling y'all. Got the automated system calling y'all. Your prescription is ready. Y'all trying to fill it early. God, yo. But thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. I really do appreciate it. Much love. Teaching every one of you. Oh, man, my boy Chosen in the building, man. What's going on, Chosen? Yeah, man, but thank y'all for being here. Really do appreciate it. Once again, check out the most recent episode of the State of the NFL podcast. We talked about Terry McLaurin requesting a trade. We also talked about some teams that could possibly land Terry McLaurin and, some of the disappointing antics by the upper management of the Washington Commanders. All right, make sure y'all check that out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I'll put the link inside of the comments and tell me what you think, man. And also, previous episodes of this is available on youtube.com. And also, you can follow me on X at TJAYJones8 and follow the State of the NFL at State of the NFL. I'm back on Bleacher Report starting on Monday. I'm excited about that. It's going to be a different type of format. I will be your representative for the 3rd straight year. Shouts out to Bleacher Report. Representing the New Orleans Saints, we're going to be doing post-game shows every single game. Preseason, regular season. Hopefully we talk about the playoffs. We're going to be here giving you all the information that you need pertaining to the New Orleans Saints. And also going to be doing some shorts. So I want y'all to be on the lookout for that. I'll make sure I send those out for y'all. But make sure that y'all continue to support State of Saints podcast, yours truly, and all of the content that I'm going to be bringing to you this 2025 NFL season. Till next time, all I got to say is stop crying and who dat.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I gotta say is, who that?